So, due to some interest by some friends at work, I've dabbled somewhat in this new digital currency called Ethereum. Now, for those who are not familiar with cryptocurrency, in some cases you can set up machines, known as rigs, to mine the currency. For Ethereum, these rigs complete hashes, which are then used to validate transactions added to the register. I myself have a small rig I built that has been producing some of it, and someday I hope to at least break even. I'm still quite a ways away from that. Most of the time, I just leave my mining rig alone. I want it to just do its thing and keep doing it. Likewise, I don't really pay much attention to the value of the Ethereum that it's producing, as the amount it produces over time is actually quite low. However, Thanksgiving weekend, I did discover that the value of Ethereum had unexpectedly shot up. Now, this sort of thing happens. The price of Ethereum is extremely volatile, having moved from a few dollars per coin at the beginning of 2017 to trading at the time of this writing around the $500 mark. Now, this isn't the first time it has traded at these values, but recently, due to restrictions placed on the coin in China and Korea, the prices have actually been trading around the 300 mark, as can be seen by the chart. So I was kind of taken by surprise when this happened. This rise right around the 23rd of November. And I couldn't find any record to say why this was happening until yesterday. Yesterday, I happened to go over to Dwarf Pool, which is the pool that I actually run my miner against, and saw this notice there. Due to Cryptokitties, the network of Ethereum is overloaded. Now, Dwarf Pool is pretty good about telling you when things are congested. It's fairly rare that they'll actually point to one particular cause. So, what is Cryptokitties? Is this some sort of offshoot of the NSA's attempt to be kid-friendly a few years ago? The Crypto Kids? Did CryptoCat grow up to start a family, possibly with Psy, one of the cyber twins, which has since grown exponentially? If she did she also decide to pursue a career in that digital spy agency everyone seems to love to hate? And if that's the case, why are she and her offspring showing up in the Ethereum blockchain? Maybe it's because she and other members of her merry band went on the other side of the tracks and are now Black Hatters, forming a band similar to Anonymous and targeting the digital infrastructure to make some point about vulnerabilities in the digital currency. After all, Psy and his twin sister, Cindy, were very much into cybersecurity, and CryptoCat herself was into information assurance, i.e. how to keep information you want to remain secret, and safe. Maybe, just maybe, the Cryptokitties are her band of renegade hackers. So I began to investigate, and it isn't CryptoCat. In fact, it's a game. A trading game. A trading game that involves trading digital cats. Yep, that's right, folks. The Ethereum network is being dominated by feline overlords. Each of these overlords has at its center a cryptographic token that is traded and whose transactions are recorded in the blockchain. It is a game running on top of Ethereum, where you buy and sell virtual cats using Ethereum. These cats don't do anything else other than breed. I'm not really quite sure what to say at this point. Perhaps some details? Perhaps? Okay, so let's talk about these Cryptokitties. So far, from the articles I've been able to read, they don't seem to pinpoint when the game actually came online. An article dated 4 December claims it was released about a week ago. Backtracking that would place the time of release to approximately 27 November, give or take a few days. The numbers don't quite match up, as the big surge started around the 23rd of November. However, if the authors of the application were planning and preparing for the launch, this may have affected the network in the form of initial startup costs. Or there is the possibility that the authors of my source don't really know the answer either. Wouldn't be the first time, Everyone makes mistakes, and journalism seems rife with it. Next, let's look at the kitties themselves. Aren't they cute? Aren't they tens of thousands of dollars cute? What? Yep, some of these suckers go for upwards of 100,000 or even more. And even the low ones aren't exactly cheap. You see, they're traded in Ether, so even though the number for the price, for the sale price, doesn't really look that big, you gotta multiply that number by $460, $500. So what factors matter in determining the value of the cat? Well, probably the most concrete factor is the gen number, which you can see on all these images. This refers to the number of generations that particular cat is from a Gen 0 cat. Yes, a Gen 0. Gen 0 cats are introduced and sold by the company, so we don't have a situation where the gene pool is decidedly closed. In fact, the company may be able to add new genes into new Gen 0 cats, although I don't know if the token has the room or would allow it. So for this metric, the lower the gen number, potentially more valuable the cat. The next factor is the kitty's speed. This is described by words such as brisk, fast, slow, and at worst catatonic. This isn't a measure of how fast the kitty runs, rather it's a measure of how fast a cat can breed and thus produce more cats, something that is sort of at the heart of the game. Further, speed changes over time from higher rates to lower ones. After these two factors, things get a little bit more dicey. The next thing we come to are attributes, and there are quite a few of them. According to the community created index, there are currently 64 that have been observed within the population. The value of an attribute is determined by both its rarity and its desirability, and its desirability is determined by the marketplace. Therefore, a trait that might not be as rare as another could actually be worth more. This can be seen in this particular image where the cotton candy attribute has 1,868 kitties and is worth 0.9 ether, roughly, while the Maine Coon, which is rare at 1,296 kitties, is worth about a third of what the cotton candy is. This community created index, by the way, is at Cryptokitty, that's with a Y, dex.com, just in case you're interested in looking at it. Now, Cryptokitty Dex doesn't just list the attributes itself, it does have a few other things that we can explore here. So one of the things we could look at is going over and seeing what kitties are rare. And when we click over them, we can look at the option to isolate or intersect the genes amongst various kitties. There's also the fancy kitties, of which there have been 6 species so far. Now, on the fancy kitty page, things are a little bit different because it lists species and not individual cats. But it also has one other piece of data that is very significant here. If you look at each of these tiles, you'll notice that at the bottom it says first sighting. And we have the very first kitty, Cryptokitty, that was released, and there's only one of him. And the date that he was released, November 23rd, 2017. So it seems that the mystery that brought us here, why on November 23rd we saw this, has been solved by this. And so I think it's fairly safe to say that the massive increase in value of Ethereum and the massive increase of volume traded in Ethereum is based on a game about trading digital cats. So the killer application for Ethereum has become trading digital cats. So I'm not sure exactly what to say and how to end all this. The mystery has been solved. We found the culprit. We found that the application Cryptokitties is in fact responsible for that big bump that I noticed on the 23rd. Yet there's just something strange about people who have enough money to spend tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on digital cats that do nothing. The only thing they do is you combine them with other cats to get more cats. It's like the cat lady has gone digital and has money to burn. Um, but I guess this is the nature of our new economy. This is the nature of things to come. I just wonder what the next killer app will be. So with that, I leave you, and I hope that this experience has at least been entertaining. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and maybe even share. Thanks again, and goodbye for now.